And
hello and welcome to a Gypsy's Kiss. It's Friday, Fenndango, and I am the magical treasure princess and life coach to the rich and famous, Shelley Carney.
And I'm Administrative Assistant and Chief of Security of the Magical Treasure Princess Toby Eunice. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have some emails, no text messages, no voicemails yet, but you're welcome to change that. We have a package that we have to take care of this evening. So we have kind of a fun show. I'm going to hopefully open up the phone lines real soon so we can get this party started, boys and girls. All right, let's take care of some business first. Let me see. First of all, I do want to acknowledge 3D Bronze for his $1.99 donation. You can find him at 3dbronze.com for your special gift-giving opportunities. And the box that we're going to open up tonight is from 3D Bronze. From
Mel Rustad.
Mel Rustad. You know, Mel, you get the $10
song.
Super Chat. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Got your voice in? Grace, are you ready to go, Grace?
Good as it's going to get.
All right.
Super chat, we're chatting about Fenn. We thank you for the super chat. Let's do it all again. We thank you for the super chat. And now our song was dead.
Yay. Thanks for that, Mel. I'll give you a ka-ching as well. All right. So we do want to get started. I started to say before Mel made his contribution that we do have a box from 3D Bronze to open up tonight. But let's start with a little...
Housekeeping, you want to?
Because es muy importante a tener los toallas.
Sí.
Sí, señora. Remember that before the
El
evening,
Fumbos.
Before the end of the evening, you take the opportunity to like this video. YouTube likes it when you like your video. The Magical Treasure Princess likes it when you like our videos. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and business associates, the entirety of your social network so that we can
grow the channel.
And finally, if you are not already a subscriber, this would be the ideal time to smash down on that subscribe button when you see the notifications bell. Ring the notifications bell, and that way, when we start a live stream, you'll be immediately informed. And
in the know.
Because there's nothing better in life than being in the know, especially if you're searching for the Forest Fenn treasure. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to start with box opening tonight. Then we'll go to emails. Then we'll go to, I don't think we have any text messages. If you want to reach out to us, there's a variety of ways to do it. First of all, if you want to reach out to us in the chat room, do as JK Pioneer has done and precede your question with an @ space Gypsy space Kiss. And that way it'll highlight it and we can see it as it flows by in the chat. Another way to do that is look at that telephone number right below us. It's 202-815-1171. You can send a text message to that number. You can call that number right now and leave a voicemail message of up to 2 minutes. Or later on when we open up the phone lines, you can call that number and we can talk with you and you can tell us what you think about the Forest Fenn treasure hunt. Also, if you really want to get down and boogie, you can do like get down and boogie.
Get down and boogie.
Is that all you know? That's all. I was hoping for more because I happen to like that song.
I don't know it. I was kind of making it up
before your time,
along.
actually. You can do as 3D Bronze or Mel Rustad has done. Go down to the bottom of your screen. You'll see a grayed out but stylized $sign. Click on that $sign, and YouTube will very graciously walk you through the process of contributing Super Chat. You become a member of the Super Chat Challenge.
Super Chat Challenge
group. All right?
And Team Treasure Princess.
And Team Treasure Princess, because she likes nothing better than when you give us a little super...
Little cha-ching.
Little cha-ching.
Little cha-ching for the paycheck.
Sauvignon Blanc. All right, let's let me
Wee
get my
wee.
pocket knife here.
We didn't even say the magic words.
Wee wee.
The drinking words.
Oh, we didn't. No, that was. You're right. We didn't. Oh, that's the bottom. I guess it doesn't make any difference actually. Let's see what we got here from.
Wait, you didn't play the video.
Chihuahua. Let's see. That is.
Boogie Nights.
Yay!
You could have been opening the box the whole time
I could
that
have
video
been,
was
but I was
playing.
watching that video because I think you're so cute on it.
Flashbang is the drinking word now.
No, was that a flashbang? And we
what
should
Lily
make that the
said.
drinking word. Oh, a bunch of rapid stuff.
Rapid, not slow.
No. Rapid as in it's been wrapped.
Oh. I'll take that.
I'll
Rip.
take that. Okay, let's see what we got here.
What's inside the box? See, we got some bubble
So
wrap.
I'm sure some of these will eventually end up as
I know what-
giveaways.
I think I know what this is.
What is that?
I think it's a stand for one of those coins.
You think?
Things. Oh, there's several of them.
Oh,
Let's see.
look at this. Look
Oh,
at
how
that.
cute.
The Forest Fenn Chasing the Treasure by 3D Bronze. I'm sure we'll give that one away to somebody in our audience.
Oh, okay.
What are those?
I don't know. They're like little 3D bronze signs, but I'm not sure what else they do.
Hang on. Let me see. There is a hole in the back. That's for standing something up.
Oh, so they are like little
Stands.
stands.
So the best we
Just don't know what
don't know
how
what
they
they're for.
work yet.
We have to look for it.
black and brown ones. What else is inside the box? It's like Christmas.
Wow.
Ew, fancy. That's like a brown box. The Home of Brown. Look at that. Right
that,
here.
That
the
one
Home of
looks
Brown.
like the bronze treasure chest, doesn't it?
Yes, but it's brown.
And he's got a different style of cover on it right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
What's down in the bottom
It
there?
holds better. It's like doesn't slide around.
So he sent us a couple of those, looks
Fancy.
like.
Very fancy. I like it.
Oh,
Interesting.
wait a minute.
Cool.
Okay. So this little hombre
Oh,
is
I
mounted on
see.
that right
Those
there, so-
stands, so that there's browns and blacks and
so there's some
Little
additional
running
ones. That's
people.
that's the last one, so they're probably in there.
oh yes, they are.
Oh yes. And this is another treasure chest.
There they are, little running people.
Okay, so another bronze treasure chest in the after Forest Fenn's treasure chest, including that beautiful, I love the way he does the latches. Okay, so we have 2 treasure chests to give away. We have enough of these on our own, right? I feel like we can give these away comfortably. Do you feel? Yeah. So we got a couple of treasure chests to give away, and we have a bunch of...
Little running dudes.
Shut me out.
What?
It goes the other way.
Oh, whoopsie. Are you sure?
Yeah, because you want the weight over the center, right?
Oh,
So we've got a bunch of these little.
That
It's
makes
hard
sense.
to see. Let me see. Let me
pop him off.
put it in
him back.
front of your chest right here. Okay. So it's the little running guy.
That Forrest Fenn draws in everybody's book.
That Forrest Fenn draws. 3D Bronze rendered that very nicely.
It's black
in,
and
so
there's
we
brown.
have 5 of those to give away. Wow, we have a bunch of stuff to go with.
We have
Next.
to keep one. I want to keep that one.
All right, you can have that one.
We'll keep it in the studio. I like it.
Shoo. That's what you did to me.
Da 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 da.
So we have 2 black little running persons, treasure hunters. We have 2 boxes and then 2 brown ones. So 3D Bronze, thank you very much for that. And I imagine you could probably go to 3dbronze's 3dbronze.com's website
3dbronze.com.
and buy those right on the website. But if you stick with us the next 6 weeks, we'll be giving these away to
Kicking off the
our
treasure
viewers. So make sure you stick with us. So we haven't had, we had that treasure chest that we were going to hide around Fennbury time. We haven't actually. We need to talk to Brad and Sarah to see what they want to do about it because they've contributed a lot to that treasure chest, and we have to decide whether or not to do it this summer. Since I think the search season is. I probably shouldn't say this. I think the search season is wiped out, but I don't want to put anybody at additional risk by hiding a treasure chest. So it might have to wait until next year. Captain Marvel, they're 3D and 3D printed, and when you print 3D, you have a bunch of choices of what do they call it? They don't call it thread. They call it whatever the thread is that they use to do the 3D printing. But they're mostly on the plastic side of things. They're nylon and plastic and things like that. So, yeah. But they are very nice.
Yes.
All right. Let me see. What do you want to do now? We did open 3D Bronze. If I didn't say thank you, thank you.
I think we should read the emails next.
Okay, go ahead.
Got an email video to play.
Oh, got an email video to play. Hit it.
Well, we weren't here last week, so people might think we're not here this week, but we are. Behold.
Should we talk about our changes in programming?
After we do the
Okay, do the emails.
we
Then we'll
already
talk
played
about
the
our
email
changes in
video.
programming. Yeah, good idea.
Okay, this is from Larry, and he says, what do you think of this? What is he searching for? Vintage Forest Fenn bronze bear searching in a tree stump paperweight.
I'm going to screenshot that.
I always thought a tree stump would be a good place to hide his chest, especially since it can't fall over and spill the contents. Could this be a clue or hint? I think so, but...
So that's being sold on Ruby Lane for $650. Price has been reduced from $950. So I wonder,
did he create it? Forest Fenn made it?
I don't know.
There's a Forest Fenn bronze bear.
It says Cedar Tree and Antiques Vintage Forest Fenn bronze bear searching in a tree stump paperweight.
I mean, why else would they put his name on it?
Yeah, they couldn't otherwise, right? An
Well,
adorable
unless it was from
vintage
his
bronze
gallery,
bear
but-
depicted standing at the opening of a tree stump searching
Stamped
for
Forest
something.
Fenn.
Maybe honey. The Bruin is mounted on a black marble plinth, perhaps as a paperweight. The piece is stamped Forest Fenn 15 of 100, a limited edition of works associated with a mystery man who was formerly an art dealer and secreted a fortune somewhere in the wilderness and has incited a lot of people to search for it. In very good condition, a few flea bites to black marble plinth. I didn't know fleas could bite plinth marble. Oh, you know
I
what?
think it just did.
It's a way to describe what those little markings are.
Yeah.
They aren't actually flea bites. I don't know.
Little damages.
Anyway, it's a good looking piece. I would certainly like to have that.
It's a little bit high
Looks
priced.
a little.
How big is it?
It didn't say. Let me see.
Okay, 3D bronze. Here's a new thing for you to
There's
make.
a new thing for you. Let's see. It does not. Oh, dimensions 4.75, 4 3/4 inch high, 4 inch wide, and 5 1/4 inches deep. Weighs 4 pounds, 12.2 ounces. Sounds like bronze to me. Pretty solid piece, though. Very nice.
Interesting. All right.
And who was that from? Larry. Thanks, Larry. What do you say? I always thought a tree stump would be a good place to hide his chest, especially since it couldn't fall over and spill the contents. Could this be a clue, hint? Yeah, I think one of the treasure. Didn't we hide the treasure on one of our treasures Yeah, in a stump. I did. The one that we hid in Colorado near the Arkansas River.
You hit that one.
I hid that one. It was in a stump. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a juniper.
I wasn't with you.
Not a juniper.
Tree.
Well, it was a tree, but it was like, wasn't that a pinon tree?
I don't know. I
Oh,
wasn't
you weren't
there.
there. Okay, never mind.
You
I did that drive-in one day.
Yes, you got a bugaboo about it, and you had to get in your truck and drive up there and back in one day.
And I did. And got pictures.
And then the guy from Texas found it.
That's right.
And then he hid a treasure.
Yeah. And then somebody
don't
else
remember
found
his
it.
name.
Yeah.
This is called Too Far to Walk, pages 98 to 100.
I'm going back to full screen here.
Where's the book?
Too far to walk?
Yeah, do you have it over there?
No,
It's
I
not
used it
over here?
last night. Did I?
Leave it over. Oh,
Oh, here it is.
We're going to be reading the
What
Too
page?
Far to Walk book in our member vault. So we got it out last night to talk about it.
¿Cuál es tu-
98 to 100.
98.
This picture for
98.
Fenn leaping across.
Oh, yeah, the tree. Yeah, right here. I wish I hadn't. What does he say about it? Who's that from?
Alan
Oh, Alan Kay.
K. Hi, Toby and Shelley. I just wanted to quickly share an aberration from Too Far to Walk if you're interested. If so, please turn to the illustration on page 98, Too Far to Walk. Forrest's right boot on page 98 is cut and pasted backwards into the canyon floor on page 100.
Looks like part of his leg was cut and pasted, doesn't it? Isn't that kind of leggy
I
looking
have
right
no,
there?
that looks like rocks to me.
Yeah.
I don't even see a boot.
Okay, so that is true. I can't show it to you guys. You're going to have to trust me on this one.
Okay.
So the picture he's talking... Sorry. The book hit the keys. So this is the picture, the illustration that he's talking about. And you'll see Forrest's right foot is just coming off the edge of the cliff. And then on the following page, there's a photograph at the bottom of the cliff right there. And you probably can't see it. It's hard to see. Let me see. Let me put my finger on it right here. Right there.
What happened to your voice?
I moved my microphone. Right there is the boot at the bottom of the cliff. The boot at the bottom of the cliff. All right, so read the letter.
Okay, I am. It reminds me of a Hidden Pictures from Highlights magazine. Is this a printing error? It seems too strange to be unintentional. What do you think? I think it's the unintended shoe from Too Far to Walk. Thanks and have a good night. Not clue, unintended clue.
Clue,
Unintended
but shoe. So here's what's interesting. So there's a couple of things that are damned interesting about what he's saying. Number one, see that little mark right there?
Yeah.
You'd have to really think hard to determine whether or not that mark was part of the cliff or part of the shoe. To me, it looks part of the shoe because it's the same shade, right?
Yeah.
The cliff is painted in a much lighter color. But if you look at this, there's two things. Number one, it includes that, right? There's the little mark. But here's the other interesting thing. If you look at this line right here, it's almost a straight line as if somebody had laid a piece of paper on top of it and redrew the shoe using illustration paper,
Okay.
transparency paper, translucent paper. What does Alan say about it?
It just says is this a printing error? It seems too strange to be unintentional. What do you think?
So I agree with you that it is not unintentional. Is that how I want to say that? It is not. It is intentional. Whatever happened there was intentional because you would have to work at it. There was effort put into putting that shoe at the bottom of the cliff and making it the same shoe that was coming off the cliff. And the way that you would do that is you would take the image number one, the first one, and you would flip it on its side. You'd bring it into Photoshop, flip it on its side, and then reverse the image. And that's why it's picking. I think it's the same. I agree with you. It's the same image. How it ended up at the bottom of the cliff and why it ended up at the bottom of the cliff. Me no know.
How's it for emails?
It's like you wanted to point out that Forrest had Fallen off the cliff? It's
Did
gone
he?
off the cliff?
Why is his shoe on the ground?
I don't know.
Oh.
We have to answer that question for Al. We'll have to work on it, I
He
guess.
was always losing his shoes, I guess.
Yeah, he was that kind of guy. He was a... Hang on. Yeah, see, you would have to reverse it. It's exactly the same show, exactly the same shoe, but it's reversed. The image is reversed. It's mirrored, right? So it looks like that. Huh. Well, we're going to put that aside for now and spend the rest of the night thinking about that.
All right.
Since it's Friday.
Now,
You want to say hello to the room?
sure.
Okay. I'm going to play. Wait, I have to hold on. I have to play the video.
You do that.
So has anybody tested positive for the coronavirus yet? If you have, raise your hand in the room. Just let us know that you've tested positive.
Why?
I don't know. Just
You can throw stones.
yeah.
Lottery.
Lottery.
All right. Let's say hello to our friends and be supportive of them, even if they do have.
No, Journeyman, his feet are not in a stream. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Islands in the stream.
Islands.
Captain Marvel, Holly Cairn, T.I. Mattis, K-Pro, one of our mods, John Patriot, J.K. Pioneer. See him wearing the necklace?
J.K. Pioneer, that's the citrine that you sent Shelley that I mounted for her. He does say, hi, guys.
Tony Russi.
I'm going to go back and start from the other direction, look for questions. Go ahead.
All right. 3D Bronze.
I will raise my hand if I
John
find
Fokker, Hooley, Calabrado, Zapster. So Calabrado is in the room. Oops. We have
Brad and Sarah, let's talk this weekend, decide what to do with the treasure chest.
Charles Chapman,
I'll give you a call.
Kiwis Road, Andre, Debbie Teal, Hal Gibson, Mel Rustad, Ronnie Lee, Mr. T, Hooley, like I said, one of our other moderators, Patricia Marin.
Patricia, by the way,
Hola.
did I say thank you to both Paul and you for volunteering to donate?
Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes. For the donation of that print that you made. John looked like he was really happy with it. And I wanted to thank you. And I hope, wait,
Didn't they send a message that they got it?
yes, but isn't today the opening?
20th?
Oh, no, it's next week.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday is their opening of her
Gallery.
opening of her
Gallery.
gallery on Canyon Road. So next Friday. So if you're in Santa Fe, let us know and we'll send you the address, and you can go to the opening. How cool would that be?
We have Godelcon and Shadowcaster, Larry Smith.
Holly says a Gypsy's Kiss. They are about the size of a fist. Oh, she's talking to the boots, I think.
No, I think she means that bear in the.
Oh, I see. Oh, she's saying is an Edwin W. Deming cast by Forrest Fenn in a series of bear bronze. So it's not his art, it's Deming's art, but he did the casting.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Shadowcaster says, have you seen the important literature YouTube video done by Smell the Sunshine? I was impressed with it.
Have I seen? No, we haven't seen that yet. I wait till the weekend to kind of catch up on all the YouTubers' videos. Kevin Carney's in the room.
He is.
Yeah, he's right there. He
Because
waved.
he's home. It's
Oh,
his
that's
day
right.
off.
It's his day off.
Toby spoke French again. Did you speak French?
I did.
I don't know.
Voulez-vous coucher?
No, that's not the only French you know.
I don't. It could be Spanish. I get the two confused.
Hello, says Davio. Much love to all. Zapster.
I like that Sarah says, hello, all you beautiful searchers, and then blows everybody kisses.
She does.
Yeah.
500 pieces. Do you see Sarah? Sassafras.
Did I see Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
in the room.
Meldrum. There she is. Sarah Rocks. MJ Inzer. Kathy Ramsey. Getting my magic mirror out. Jungle Cruiser. Ronnie Lee. Real Fenndemic.
Wow.
Interesting. William Sparks. Swami. William Sparks and Sarah Rocks. Interesting. Sheets Trove. What?
Where are you going with that?
William Sparks and Sarah Rocks. I don't know. It's just their name and then the thing they do.
Okay.
Jen Smith.
John Bobbitt's in the room.
He is. Kiwis Road.
He survived his last trip to the snowbound mountains of Colorado.
Oh, good.
Praise the Lord.
Roy Burton. James Casey. You were hard to find tonight. Us? We're in the same place every week.
We're the same place. If you were a subscriber, you would have gotten notifications. That's
Kevin
importante
County.
to subscribe. That's why we suggested. Kiwis Road, updated project expert. Oh, okay. So,
Mr. USA China 1. USA China 1? USA China 1. I'm just going to go with Zozo Rocks. Bobbert. Is a Edwin. Oh, got the answer there already.
Cooley filling in the details.
That's right. That's what she does.
MJ Inzer too. Cute little berry.
Tarzan is the man. Are we going back to Tarzan again?
I hope not. We did that
Peace
last week.
Seeker. Because I can. 2 trips. Message retracted. Uh-oh.
Passive aggressive.
You're supposed to say that while you're making the coughing sound. Milan Fenner.
Oh, I didn't mean to cough at you like that. I'm not scared. Wait.
Hello, beautiful Shelley. Hello, beautiful Sarah. What's Patricia say? Yeah, John Bobbitt. Mr. T. I think I'm de nada con mucho gusto. Chris Merchant.
Did you just read that from the chat room?
Yeah, from Patricia.
Look at you.
Always last in line. Hello, Rave Rider. I think we got some new names tonight.
Rave's been in a couple of times. They make comments on the videos afterwards.
All right, I'm at the bottom.
Sits way
Getting
in the
to the
back of the
bottom
room.
of things.
Okay.
Rio de los Pinos. Fruity.
All right.
We're going to do an announcement about our upcoming changes and
All right. Let's.
not what's not changing, what
Yeah.
is changing. And
So we're making some programming changes. The good news for you guys is that AGK is going to remain the same way it is now. It's going to stabilize. We'll have roosters. And you will see a uploaded video on Monday, a Shelley video on Monday. You'll see us 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays with Hump Day Hoedown, Fenndango, and Church of the Search. So none of that is going to change for AGK. Here's what's going to change. We're going to transition out of the softer side at the end of March. And we're going to transition over to our new channel called Sales Leaders Institute. And we're going to be, those shows are going to be on Wednesdays and Fridays, but instead of 4 p.m., they'll be at 6 p.m.
so there you go, Sarah. 6 p.m.
You'll be able to make it, Sarah.
Wednesdays
So
and Fridays.
Wednesdays and Fridays for Sales Leaders Institute. The softer side will remain the way it is now. It'll eventually do whatever it does. But we'll do no more programming on the softer side.
It's on its own.
On the all the consultative selling will move over to Sales Leaders Institute. And that there is a channel, but it's fresh, so I don't know if you can actually access it. I'll put the description. I'll put the
Fresh.
channel in the it's brand spanking new.
No subscribers.
And it doesn't have any subscribers. So
that
I'll
we
put
know
that
of.
in the description
Unless
box below.
somebody desubscribed after
I don't know. Is that how
soccer
it is?
side today because
Let's see if I
we
can
talked
even,
about it.
let's see if I can even
Did you
find
put
it.
the link in the description, or did you not get to that
I didn't
yet?
get to it yet. Let me see. So I want to do this. And let's see if it finds it. This should be danged interesting.
Yeah, it's called Sales Leaders Institute. It's on YouTube, and it's fresh.
Well,
That's last week's
That's last week's
interview.
video. Let me filter it by channel. See if it's up. Nope, not yet.
There's my
So
face.
it'll be a couple more days before it gets here. So, but once it's available, I'll put a link in the description box below in case you want to follow us. So that's sales. Softer side will transition. We're going to transition over to Sales Leaders Institute, 6 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. Then the World Sand Project is going to transition from 2 live streams a week to 1 uploaded video a week on Sundays. I will continue to keep the channel active, but I'll be doing uploads. So if you want to still send in your sand samples, please do so.
Which is why we did not go live today, or Toby did not go live.
Right. I
this
decided.
World Sand
So we're
Project.
just having to make, because some other things have come up. The last one is COVID Conversations. It will stabilize on Mondays at 7 p.m. We'll continue to do that with Dr. Coffee Brown. And that's the one that's going to require more effort because there's a big research thing that we have to do before we start each show.
He does most of the research.
And then, and that's why I've stepped back out of World Sand Project. I don't want World Sand Project to go away, and it'll come back after we get through the pandemic. But for now, we feel like the covering the pandemic from a fact-based scientific side is really important. So that's the new schedule. We still have we'll still have 4 channels plus the inactive, if you will, softer side.
4chan.
4 chans. Oh no, please don't even make the comparison. Okay, where to now?
It's time for some texts, voicemails.
I don't think I have any text. Oh, I do have some text. All right. So someone just sent you a text, Jim in Ohio. He's sending me these memes. Jim, would you do me a favor and send me the memes to my email address so I can share them with the gang because they're funny as the dickens. All right. Thanks to you and Shelley for the many hours and sacrifices both of you put into videos. Our family has sent you a Pay It Backwards gift with our thanks, Mel from Oklahoma. That's Mel Rustad.
Oh, because he won on all of our channels.
He won on all of our
keeps winning
channels, yeah.
prizes.
Thank you, Mel. We look forward to
So
the
he's
gift.
paying it back.
Please thank your family for it. That we truly appreciate it.
Thank
We're
you.
glad, and we're very grateful that you're one of our
Loyal subscribers.
loyal subscribers and viewers on all of our channels, and we hope you follow us on the Sales Leaders Institute as
right.
well.
That's right.
Let's see. Ken in Oklahoma says, regarding the images on the cover of Too Far to Walk, are you guys aware of the riddle of the Sphinx? Do we know if Forrest asked for the walking, waiting stick staff?
You mean the knock knock who's there one?
No. The riddle of the Sphinx. So here's the story of that. Let me tell you how well this photograph was put together by Forrest's graphic artist. So he had a picture of this stream, and then they had Dale Neitzel go to a completely different stream and take a photograph of himself. Dale is an accomplished photographer. Take a photograph of himself making the shadow, and then they took that image and photoshopped it onto the image of the river. So I don't think there was, other than graphics planning, I don't think there was any other anything else beneath the planning of that image that didn't have anything to do with graphics. Okay, so that's it for, again, if you have, oops, let me see. Oh, John just saying he'll send it. Okay, so if you do have any more text messages, you're welcome to send them to us at the phone number you'll see right below us, 202-815-1171. Okay, let's see if we got any voicemails now. We'll take care of that. Take care of the voicemails. And then we'll open up the phone lines. And who knows? Maybe we'll get out of here early on a Friday night. Voicemails.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh,
Maybe they're all waiting to call.
you think?
Maybe.
All right. Here we go.
What's happening?
Toby, I don't know if I can get all this in, but this is Barry Martin from Florida. You let me explain my solve and all. I wanted to explain to you how I got it. Once you got me out of Yellowstone, take you to the canyon down. Not far, but too far. Didn't know how far. So I called the Game and Fish Commission, or Googled them, asked them where trout fishing stopped and game fishing started. They replied and told me Middle Forks. I had to look up Middle Forks. When I went to Middle Forks, it took me to Kerwin. When I went to Kerwin, it took me to Amelia Earhart's house. From there, I followed the clues and I found it. It was it, babe.
Babe.
What was the end part? He went to Kerwin
And he found it. So that was the gentleman that
found Amelia Earhart's house in Kerwin.
No. He's been talking to us for several weeks now, but
Yeah.
he started that night where he said he went to where the treasure was and Fenn had recovered it. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So he's just...
We went to Kerwin.
Yeah, we bought whiskey there.
There was 2 closed restaurants, a distillery, and a couple of houses, and that's pretty much Kerwin.
Yeah, it was a pretty quiet little town, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The whiskey, on the other hand, was great. Okay, special blend. Is that my personal phone?
I don't know what it was.
Oh, it's Jim sending the
The email.
meme.
All righty.
Okay.
That was that.
That was that. So I did have one more voicemail here. Let me see. Oh, this was the one with the lady who said she wasn't a searcher and not to read it, not to play it on the air.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And you know what we can do now? Wow. New record. New record. We can... All right. So while I'm doing that, phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to call, I'll talk about the treasure hunt. We'd be happy to listen to almost anything you have to say, with qualifications, of course. What? Oh. With qualifications, we want to protect our viewers from. Let's see. So there's
From what? From crazies? Crazy birds?
Okay. So, oh, new subscriber. That's nice.
I thought it said Gaga. I was like,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
We do have a text message. Hi, Guy and gals. Excited. Hi, Guy and gal. Excited to watch tonight. Do you know if Fenn is a practicing Methodist? Any info? Colorado searching. I have no idea.
He's told us that he's not religious.
Right.
He's only spiritual, but he's not religious. So I would doubt he goes to any church religiously. I don't think they go to anything other than, weddings, funerals, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So there's 2 parts to that. One is practicing. The other is Methodist. He certainly isn't practicing because I don't think he's a big fan. I think he has his own opinions on the matter of religion. He calls himself spiritual, which is people who...
Answer the phone!
Okay.
Now!
Hey, I don't know what you're doing using this line, but this line belongs to 3D Bronze, buddy.
Oh, yeah, this definitely isn't 3D bronze. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up?
I miss, you know what I miss?
What do you
I
miss?
miss when you didn't know my number, and then I would say, hey guys, it's 3D Bronze.
Yeah, why don't you save my number
You can
someplace?
still say it.
Yeah.
We won't stop you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we
just,
won't say it. 3D Bronze
I'll
from
just say that.
3dbronze.com. That's where it's from. Tony, I'll
So hey,
Tony, I'll call you back in just a minute. I'm just somebody else trying to call.
yeah, Tony, stop trying to hog the line, Tony.
Exactly.
Right? 3D Bronze is on with us
Right.
right now.
Just kidding.
It's his turn.
Tony's awesome.
Go for it.
I should be nice to Tony. He's really awesome. So I just wanted to call and explain the stuff that I sent you there a little
Okay,
bit.
will do.
Yay.
These chests, you notice they're a little bit more plain
Chocolate
in a
looking.
way. I don't want to say they're not as accomplished as the
The
other
problem
ones.
is they look like
And-
chocolate. I'm going to want to eat them.
I know. I was trying to. Let me explain myself.
Go ahead.
So, the other chests, and even these chests, they take a long time to print. I think it's kind of like Forrest wrote in one of his pages that don't mistake something rather that the words didn't just appear on the page, or
Yeah.
I don't know what he says, but
Yeah.
it's the whole point with the chest there is that just the base part there of the chest, the body, that's about 17 hours of printing, and then the lid's about 13 hours. And so on the other chest, I have to print each one individually. Sometimes they have issues with them. I have to reprint them. It's a lot of work. And then with the other chests, I have to paint them, embed the magnets. And it takes a long time, which is why I have to sell them for the price that I sell them for. But I wanted to offer something to more people, and I really hate having the price so high. So I wanted to make these chests where it's still something that has the same design and that the searchers can appreciate, but where the cost of it I could lower substantially. So these chests are about half the price of the other ones. And so it's still a cool thing that someone can, you can put a coin in there, but it doesn't have the holder. It's not painted. You can paint it. If you choose, it's paintable just like the other one, but it's just something that I'm trying to make this stuff as affordable and accessible to as many people as possible.
Right.
Me and K Pro were talking about it the other day, and some people are real upset that I'm selling this stuff, but I just have to say, I've given away more of this stuff than I've sold.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting rich doing it. And I love to do it. And so selling them only allows me to be able to do this hobby. And I do want to also give back to the community. I don't have endless resources like Forrest Fenn, so being able to sell them allows me to be able to then also give them away and donate them to Fenn tubers and stuff. And I just kind of wanted to explain that. I didn't write a letter, but I probably should have. So I just wanted to clear that up. And then I'm making the mini chest I'm going to make in the same material there and just try to make that as affordable as possible. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that. And I'm sending you guys some more stuff next week. I have 2 lithophanes I made.
Oh.
Never sent me pictures, but I got some off your Facebook page. So
Oh,
hope
good.
I don't get hit with like a copyright thing.
No,
from
you
your
won't.
attorney.
No, not
Okay,
until you
cool.
actually print them, and then it depends how much it's worth.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for sending. First of all, thank you for sending these. I understand why you've done
Oh,
it.
no problem.
And we're very grateful that you take the time to send these. These are very beautifully worked, and I can understand why they take so long to print. We will give them away, and I think we've got some of that quartz that we got from the Hoosier sisters. Mm-hmm. We'll put some of that quartz in
cool.
here when we give it away. And then tell me about the
I
little...
miss those ladies.
Yeah, well, we hear from them all. They do hang out in some of our other channels. Tell us about the little running guy.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite thing about them when they go, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Running Man. So that is, I think if you walked up to that tree in Forrest's backyard and you put that thing next to that carving,
It would be exact.
I think it would fit. I think it would fit right into that carving. It took a lot of work to kind of just make that the way it is. And I had a lot of people request that. And so I made it, but I don't really want to sell those. I think what I'm going to do is just keep making them and giving them away. So I'll just keep sending you guys some of those, and K Pro and Cal send some, and a few of the other Fenn tubers. I'm way behind. I'm making Davio a chest right now, and I'm making Cynthia a chest, and I'm making lithophane for people, and I stay really busy. I'm going to buy a few more printers here, and these things are running 24/7. I don't know what my energy bill is going to get to here, but it's just cool to be able to make stuff and give it away. And I do want to just say, and this is the one that will really make people mad, but I don't really care. I am making a full size chest, bronze chest. And I get a lot of emails asking me if I'm doing that. So I just wanted to let everybody know I am doing that. It was about to go into, that one's glued. It was about to go into production, but this whole coronavirus stuff kind of shut that down for a couple weeks at least. And then that will be in production with the local foundry here. It was a little too much. I was trying to cast them, but just takes a lot of time, and it's pretty dangerous when you're talking about that much weight in molten bronze.
Yeah,
so
it is a lot.
I'm gonna have the professionals, the true professionals, do it, and just like I don't think I've really told anybody like my background on all this stuff, but if I have a minute, I just want to tell you that.
Go ahead.
I got into the thrill of the chase. I saw a Vox video on YouTube, and YouTube was just pushing it towards me super heavy, and I didn't want to watch it. I'm like, why do I care about this guy who hit something in the Rocky Mountains?
Right.
And so one day I was home, and I was just like, I'm going to watch that video. I watched it, instantly hooked, couldn't find his book anywhere, ordered online on Amazon for like $70, way too much because I didn't know better. Got the book, started reading it. I've been obsessed ever since, and I was like, if I can't find this chest, after my first boots on the ground, I was really discouraged, like everybody, right?
Yeah.
I was like, if I can't find this thing, I want to learn how to cast bronze like Forrest Fenn did. This is going to help me learn to know Forrest better than I could any other way. I think is to do something that he actually did, and he inspired me to do. And so I started learning how to cast bronze, and 3D printing was just part of that. And then now my passion, I have a lot of passion around the 3D printing, but I still do some small castings, but I cast the lid for the chest myself here, and it was just, I got in way over my head, and it actually cost me more to cast it myself than to have these guys, these pros in my local foundry do it. And their work is so good, and they're going to be expensive, and people will hate me for it, but the cost is really high because I'm having someone else cast them, and I'm having to put, a big investment into it.
Here's my theory. Don't ever apologize for being a capitalist. Capitalism is what keeps this country moving forward, right? That's just the nature of that beast. So never apologize.
You also have to remember there's 8,000 to 10,000 people in this, and you're hearing from one or two whiny people. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and and I shouldn't even really like broadcast it like that because I've never had anyone complain to me. And directly, I've just heard people complain to other people. And I get it. Like, I get how people, they don't want it to just be exploited. But, I mean, if that's the case, then you really shouldn't like Forrest Fenn, because he's a full-blown capitalist who's taken all these things that were Indian artifacts and just made a living off of it and art. And he said, all these things he said about not even liking art, but it was, and that's not me. I mean, look at Douglas Preston. He's explored the chase more than anybody with his book, right? But I don't see it that way. But I kind of, after hearing it a few times from other people, I just wanted to explain, and the whole thing with the full-size bronze chest, that was like my initial goal. And I just have so much demand from people wanting one after they see some of the other stuff I've made and then wanting them because I wanted it for myself. But I was like, you know what? I can make it available. I didn't want it to be exactly like Forrest because I don't want anyone saying that they found Forrest chest and using this one. But I have to say it'll be a very like accurate looking representation. It'll be super high quality. People are going to love them. I'm only making 22 of the limited edition, and it's not going to be something like these 3D printed chests where it's available to everybody. But it will be high quality and something people can appreciate.
All right. Well, I like your work. I like your work a lot, and I think you should continue doing it. And like I said, that's capitalism, right? And if they don't want to buy it, they
Right.
don't have to buy it. I do have a couple of questions from the room for you. Godelcon wants
Yes.
to know, what 3D printer model do you use?
I use Creality 3D printers. I have an Ender 3 Pro and I have a Creality CR10S. And I'm going to get a few more of the Ender 3 Pros. They're very affordable.
Yeah, I think
it's just
that's-
a lot of work.
That's
Not
the one that Kevin bought, right?
I don't know.
When Kevin decided,
Yeah,
I think when he decided to start doing 3D printing, I think that's what he got, the Creality. Swami says, tell 3D to make the Running Man base fit into the top of the chest, one of your chests.
Tell them to email me. Anybody needs them to email me. And I have to say, I'm gonna put like an alert on my website. I may be getting delayed on some orders, and I just want people to know that I've put my services and my printers up on Google Docs website from one of the biggest manufacturers of 3D printers. There's a lot of issues with medical supplies right now.
Yeah.
Ventilator accessories and pieces that are needed.
Yeah.
And so people in the 3D printing community have the ability to post their printers online and do that service for free for local hospitals and national hospitals if they need it. So I've committed to putting my services out there. And if anybody knows any hospitals that need certain pieces or ventilators, I can I have some connections that I can maybe get some files for them and get them 3D printed. And I'm not charging anything for that, but I'm trying to contribute what I can to this whole pandemic. And if anybody knows any way that I can help, like I said, I've put my stuff out there in a few different places, but if anybody knows anything, any place where I can help by using the technology, I'm willing to do that. There's no charge. I'm not going to charge for material. I'll ship it. I won't charge for anything like that. So any way I can help, please let me know. My email is on my website. A lot of people have been emailing 3dbronze@gmail.com. It is not 3dbronze@gmail.com. It's the 3dbronze@gmail.com. But yeah, any way I can help, let me know. I'm designing right now. I have and I'm sorry, I'm like 12 minutes and 40 seconds, but just real quick, I'm designing, if anybody works in like a retail environment, like a grocery store or somewhere where they're serving consumers and they have the hand sanitizer pumps, a lot of them right now are hard to get and people are stealing them when they're out on the shelves or out on countertops where customers walk up. I've designed and printed holders for them so people can't walk off with them. They just stick to the counter, and I'll send people those for free if they need a few of them. Like if someone works in a doctor's office and they're trying to put it on the counter.
All right. Well,
or anybody knows anything like that.
So we are going to be talking to Dr. Brown on Monday before we start the show. I'll check with him because he's at the UNM Medical Center, and they're one of the hospitals that's getting hit here in Albuquerque, although we haven't come even close to the dynamics of other states. But we'll get it eventually. So I'll let him know if there's anything he needs that he thinks can be 3D printed. He's very technical, so if anyone knows, it's going to be him.
He has a good sized network, so he
Yeah,
can
he
put
has
the
an
word
excellent
out.
network. So we'll see if we get anything from him. All right.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Sorry to take everything so far off base. I just felt like I needed to explain and also just broadcast. I'm willing to help any way I can, and I appreciate you guys in the show and everything you do. And just thanks again.
You're welcome. And you know that if you had gotten too far off track, I'd just cut you off.
Yeah, I know.
And thank you for the home of Brown.
The home of Brown.
Yeah, no problem. And like I said, I'm sending more stuff next week.
we look forward to it.
I'm on this mission right now. Just give away as much stuff as I can. And like I said, that's like always been like one of my number one goals. But you will see what you get next week in the mail.
Well, we look forward to it, and we'll give. We're going to keep a couple of these pieces. Shelley wants to keep the one Running Man, but we have 4 other Running Men and 2 treasure chests. We've got 2 of our own treasure chests that we've kept. So we'll give these other 6 things away over the next 6 weeks.
Things.
Definitely.
2 boxes and
Goodies.
4 Running Men. So
Yeah, they're fun.
Perfect.
yeah, they're fun.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you have a good evening.
Thank you. You guys wash your hands. Don't forget, everybody, wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Yeah, that's my problem. Is I keep wanting. I get a little itch.
You're
when
at
I scratch.
home.
I know.
You're allowed to touch your face at
Okay,
home.
all right.
As long as you've washed your hands after you've been out in public.
All right.
That's the important.
Thank you, Dr. 3D
Well,
Bronze.
you know what
for
they say.
What?
You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't
Pick your friend's
nose.
nose. Yeah, thanks. Nice. I'm going to let you end on
All
that.
right. See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, he wants to know how much to make the 3D printing of the honey bear stump thing.
That's copyrighted material. I don't think you can. I don't know.
It
I'm
doesn't
going to
have
let
to be exact.
I'm going to let 3D. I'm going to let 3D answer that question.
Okay.
Ken in Oklahoma. I was wondering because if there is a Sphinx Creek in the Wyoming, Montana area, I know searchers have been there, but maybe they were in the 200-foot club. Check out the riddle. Okay, will do.
Does anyone know why the chest is named Indulgence?
I'm sure somebody knows why it's named Indulgence. I prefer not to use either that name or Tarzan. I've never been a fan of calling the treasure chest that. Okay, phone lines are open.
Toby's not into that
202-815.
personification.
Personification of objects. 202-815-1171. Thank you for calling.
You were supposed to call Tony back.
Oh, let me do that. Let me do that right now. Recent. Tony.
Calling you back, man. Hello, Ron.
Hello?
Hey, Tony, it's Toby and Shelly returning your call. You're on the air, brother.
Yeah, Tony from Chicago. Hi,
Yeah,
everyone.
we know. We already told everybody.
So my question is, remember like around the beginning of the year, Forrest had mentioned, or somebody has said that Forrest had mentioned that in 2020 there'd be a big surprise or something. So obviously with what's been going on with COVID-19 recently, the limited travel, shelter in place, can someone ask Forrest as to whether this now affects his statement that 2020 there'll be a big surprise? Because don't you think that, shelter in place, the limited travel that state governments are allowing, the closing of hotels, the closing of restaurants, it has to affect the search? What are you guys' opinion about that?
So first of all, I want to remind you that the first time you called, I don't know if you remember it. I kind of remember. The first time you called, you said, I'm not a searcher. I'm not actually interested in the search. I just have an observation to make. And now you sound like you're hooked.
Well, I've been hooked for a couple years.
Okay.
I haven't chosen a horse to win which to win the race.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the horse to cross the line. So that's where I'm at.
So you and I would agree that when Forrest Fenn said there's going to be big things happening this year, he wasn't referring to a pandemic, right? We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that smart. He wasn't that. No.
Right. He wasn't watching the Chinese that closely.
No.
Like that. Yeah. So I
think he was referring to something more positive.
Yeah. So I think there are some things happening. I do not think that when he said something big was going to happen, he was referring to someone finding the chest. I do not believe that that's what he was referring to.
Okay.
I think he was referring to some of the media that was going to be published, articles and documentaries, things like that. So I think that's, and there's a book coming out. So I think that's what he was referring to. I don't think, I can't imagine there'd be any good reason for him to precede the season with an indication that he felt like the treasure was going to be found, because the implication of that would be that he is somehow aware of that, right? He would have to be aware of that in order for it to make it a valid thing. And he suffered the slings and arrows of that outrageous fortune the year, and I think it was 2017, the gut feeling.
2018.
Was it 2018?
Okay.
Yeah, when he said, my gut feeling tells me that, the end is drawing nigh, whatever. He made some kind of statement like that, everybody concluded that he just predicted that the treasure would be delivered at Fenndango or whatever. And then, of course, a month and a half later, he had to take, my gut's not so feeling so well or whatever it was. And I think he learned the lesson of that. Like, if you're going to say something like that, you're going to put up something like that, you better make sure you're certain of what you're saying. So I think that year he meant it as a way to get everybody's head back into the search season, because it was in February and everybody was, we were about to start talking about getting out. And I think that's what it was meant. But as usual, it was interpreted in a completely different way. And I think that surprised him. So I don't think he has any information that tells him I guess what I believe would be that if he had information that the search was going to end this year, it would have to be the kind of information that would cause him to say the search is going to end this year with some level of confidence that the search was going to end this year. I've never heard him do that. I've never heard it with a level of confidence that would indicate to me he believes that's going to happen. Now, that's the first part of your question. The second part of his question is, you're right. This season is going to be affected by the pandemic. There's just no way around it. It's just getting started. We are nowhere near the peak. The HHS Crimson Contagion report that was done in wargaming style back in 2019 by what was then the Trump administration predicted that if a flu pandemic were to occur, and a flu pandemic to them was not a deadly pandemic, but they predicted that if it was a flu pandemic, it would go from 12 to 18 months and it would have several peaks over that time.
Oh, wow.
Every time you thought it had gone through, it would come back. And that was the the 2000 and the war game involved 12 different government agencies and 12 different states. And the model was the same. The model was some people who had been touring China came back to the U.S. on a variety of different flights and passed the virus on to cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, Denver, Washington, D.C., et cetera, et cetera. So that's why the 12 states were involved. And then there were 12 different agencies. And the report is 60. I read the report recently, and it's 63 pages long. And they basically said in that report, effectively, the United States is not prepared to handle a pandemic of these dimensions.
Oh, wow.
And that was, so look it up. Look up the Crimson Contagion report.
Okay.
And it was a war game that was played by the HHS and 12 other departments, including the Department of Defense, CDC, et cetera, and 12 different states. They all played in the game. And it has 14 pages worth of findings, conclusions, and recommendations at the end. And it pretty much single-handedly and unexpectedly predicted what we're experiencing right now.
Wow. Okay.
So,
well, I just wanted to see, what you guys' opinion was about, him saying there'd be a surprise, and obviously this curveball came out of nowhere. So.
Yeah. I mean, and
okay.
It even changes his life, because at his age, with his age and Peggy's age, they're both in the high risk level.
Yeah.
That means A, he's not getting out. B, he's not going to let people around him that get out and come back, et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to change his personal dynamic as well. Because of the cautions he's going to have. Now, here in New Mexico, we haven't felt the brunt of the pandemic. We're still kind of in the early stages. I think we're up to 27.
We're still in the denial stage.
Yeah, we're still
oh, wow. Okay.
But our governor has been very proactive, and it is likely that if anybody's going to shut down the state early, it will be her. We are certainly not in New York situations, nor are we in California situation, but because of the way she's behaved, and I admire her for that, but because of the way she's behaved recently in terms of other actions, I feel like she'll close down the state. And Colorado is on the verge of that. Colorado is the most affected of the four treasure states right now.
So that means if the state is closed, that means that no one can can even drive into the state. Is that correct?
That's correct. If it's closed, you
Oh.
can only be on the roads, and they're enforcing it in various states with the National Guard. So basically, what it says, you can only be on the road if you're doing something required to sustain yourself. Right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're required to go to work, or you're going to the grocery store, you're going to the doctor, you're going to the pharmacy. If that's not on the list, if you say, "Oh no, I'm just looking for treasure," the National Guard has been ordered to shoot you. No,
Okay.
I'm just teasing. They're not going to shoot you, but
Okay.
you can be directed to leave the location. So
Okay. Okay. So I guess it goes on for a while. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that up as a topic, and I want to thank you guys for your time, and have a good night.
yeah, and by the way, I do want to say that I'm not a doctor, a virologist, or an epidemiologist, nor do I play one on YouTube. I'm just looking at the research and what the research
Okay.
indicates.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Tony.
I'll see you. Bye.
Let's take a look at the map since we're talking about it anyway.
So in the past, whenever Forrest has said something's coming, something big, something interesting, it's always been some kind of either a news article or something, a video, an interview, something of that nature.
So Montana has 17 confirmed, 17 active. Wyoming has 19 confirmed, 19 active, and this is updated in real time. Colorado is the most affected. They have 363 confirmed, 4 deaths, and 0 recovering, 359 active, and we're a little bit higher than Wyoming and Montana. Yeah, we have, wow, that was 27 this morning. So we have 43 confirmed, no deaths as of yet. So that number was 27 this morning. So that's the 4 search states, and eventually they'll have to get to the point like New York and California and Washington. They'll simply close down the state. So.
But we'll still be here because, you know.
Because we can't,
we're online.
because we're
internet
virtual.
So
for those of you that see
and
Shelley,
if I have to zoom it in, I'll zoom it in.
Yeah. So here's what Shelley and I have decided is that we certainly have the capacity to zoom in all our shows, meaning zoom in from her house. She has all the technology. We've done it before. If there is any indication that the virus has migrated into or through Albuquerque, into or through the airport, which is where Kevin works, or into or through Rio Rancho, we cut it off at that point and we start zooming in our shows. That I'm in this little group of people we have, I'm the one that at high risk, and so I'm really interested in making sure I survive this, and Shelley agrees. And so we do have a plan in place if it gets to that point.
I haven't gotten to my goal in money wise from the will yet, so you can't die yet.
So yeah, we do have a plan, and we're confident that we'll be able to put in place when things get more dynamic here in the land of enchantment.
Land of entrapment.
The land of entrapment. All right, phone lines are open. 202-815-1171. Let's see.
Run over to your phone now. Woo! What?
Ken is saying, Oklahoma, my guess on indulgence is that it is a term used to buy your way into heaven or erase your sins. Going with that epitaph things I was attributed to. Yeah, you know what? I remember there, I think it's a scrapbook in which the term came up. And I read the scrapbook and I was having difficulty linking the word indulgence to the treasure chest. They're both in that scrapbook. And I think it was interpreted that way. And since then, there are people that refer to it, the trove, as indulgence. I never have done that. So, I mean, you're welcome to call it what you want. In court, I can assure you, when you're defending your position on the matter, the court will not refer to it as indulgence. All right.
Oh, you're just so smart, aren't you?
I'm just a wise guy, aren't I? All right. I'll give you, what do we have? A couple more minutes. I'll give you till a quarter after 202-815-1171. And then I think we'll have just an early Friday night.
I think so.
And then I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow at the Church of the Search for music and chat
And laughter.
and adult beverages. What do you think about that?
I think that'll be you.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Gotta be you. You gotta be you. So
this
phone
is a
line's
little-
open. Who wants to call? How about you? Cock-a-doodle-doo. All right, play a video. How about promo?
Promo? Let's do a promo. Let's see. What's the name of that promo? Which is it? Oh, member one.
So if you're a brand new searcher, what's the first thing you want to do is read the book. So we're going to read the book. And then we're going to also, at the same time, match it up to the poem. So what did this chapter say to you about what do you see in the poem? How do they fit together? So we're going to work the poem and the book together. Now you can join at any time. It's going to be an open door membership. In the bonus section on the Member Vault, we have added 2 videos that Toby produced.
Is he saying there is stuff in life that isn't worthy of spending time knowing, or that the real test of your intelligence is knowing the stuff that everybody else thinks is not worthy of knowing?
You know, when he talks about no special knowledge is needed to find the treasure, but maybe you need to know those things not worthy of knowing in order to find the treasure.
So, Davio, here's what I'm going to suggest. I am go ahead, take care of that.
We got a 3D bronze, $9.99. Here's my penalty fee for going over the 10-minute mark. Everyone here is so nice, and I'm so glad to be part of this community. Stay safe, search your friends. Isn't that nice?
Way well done, 3D bronze. We always enjoy. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you what we're doing on this. All right, so you know we have a YouTube channel called COVID Conversations. I strongly suggest you go and subscribe there now, okay? COVID Conversations. And every Monday night at 7 p.m., we've invited that person right there. His name is Dr. Coffee Brown. He is the head of emergency services medicine at the University of New Mexico Medical Center. Hey, caller, hang on just a minute. Let me finish this little thing that I'm doing here, and I'll get right back to you, okay? Don't go away. So I'm going to strongly recommend you subscribe to COVID Conversations, and we'll be on every Monday night. He answers all your questions, whether in chat or if you send emails, et cetera, et cetera. In addition to that, we have set up a blog called COVID Conversations. I will put that link in here. And Davio, the reason I'm suggesting that is I'm using that as a tool to collect all the research. So this Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center is the map. This is the Our World in Data website. This is a short video explaining in graphics what the coronavirus is. This is the Corona-19 Oversight Policy and Resources, and this is done by POGO. POGO stands, and I've known these guys since I was in Washington. They're the Project on Government Oversight, and they have a document that was prepared for the Hill staff, for the people on Capitol Hill, so they knew what they were talking about, and you should read that document. And then I've put the 2 videos that we published already. So you'll find that at covidconversations.tumblr.com. I will continue to update that particular blog with any new data, research, or information that comes out. Okay, so just Dr. Brown is not a searcher. No,
he doesn't have time for
he
that.
He doesn't have time.
Super busy.
So let me do one other thing. I will show you. Well, Dr. Brown works for the University
Answer the phone.
Medical Center. Okay, let me get back to full screen. All right, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's the topic?
Oh God, I'm on the snow. I'm slipping. I'm in Colorado.
Yeah.
Snowing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's not snowing currently, but it snowed.
Yeah.
My question. I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
My question is, the coronavirus, if I get to my spot in the national forest just because it's the coronavirus and I set up camp all summer, is someone going to come and get me out of there?
Well, it depends. I mean, there's no way I can answer that with any high level of probability. And the reason, if you're there, nobody's going to come and chase you out. What they want to do is isolate you. And if you're isolated, they'll probably just leave you alone. The problem is if they start closing things. Now, it is rare, unless it's snowing, that they close the national forests.
Or having a fire.
Or having a fire. I think we're more likely to see some of the high traffic national parks closed, not necessarily the national forests. So I'd be surprised, if you're going to go camp there, that's actually probably as isolated as you can get.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, assuming, of course, that you have all your supplies with you, because eventually you have to resupply, and that's where coming in contact with other people or other things, fomites as they're called, could be a problem. But as long as you're isolated, you feel like you're isolated in your search area, stay up there until somebody tells you can't be there.
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good idea, since we're probably not going to be working.
Yeah.
If you're be working for that, right?
Right, and all the attention is going to be on the major population areas, and what I mean by major is anything that's concentrated. So, New York and Los Angeles, of course, are good examples, but in New Mexico, Santa Fe is going to be a restricted area because it's not a major population, but it is a closed population, and those are the ones that where the virus spreads the most rapidly.
Cool, thank you. But I've got a better question.
Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned something about between 7,000 and 8,000 feet, and you haven't been bringing it back up too often lately, and I was wondering if you might want to bring that back up, because I'm pretty sure that, like, Osier in Rio de los Pinos is not at 7, and I'll drink with you.
Okay,
it's
well,
not 7,000 to 8,000 feet.
We will drink. That's the last one for this glass of wine. So here's.
And I'll take that off. I'll just watch, because I can't see the chat. So
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Chris, thanks for calling in.
Have a good night.
Yeah. So, so to answer the gentleman's question, my analysis is based. My conclusion is based on the analysis of the one Today Show video where he was trying to give them a clue, and he stutters at 7,000. The woman says, "Do you have a clue for us?" And he says, "Yeah, the treasure is above 7," and then he stops, and he says 5,000 feet. Then after that, he does another one, and he says the treasure is below 10,200 feet. So the first thing that happened was I gave the 7,000. I gave that clip to some friends of mine in Washington, and they concluded that was a mental slip, that it wasn't a Freudian slip, that it was a mental slip. And here's how we worked it out. Here's what we worked out. So if you were to take the difference between 10,200 and 5,000, you'd come up with 5,200. Half of that would get you to 7,600 feet either way, right? So the median between 5,000 and 7,000 is 7,600 feet. So here's what they believed happened. They believed that Forrest was trying to do the research to figure out how to respond to the question above what altitude and below what altitude. He had to determine first where the treasure was located to come up with numbers either side of that. The numbers either side of that were the 5,200. So what they concluded was that the treasure was somewhere at 7,000 feet. Well, the more that I thought about it, why not 7,600, since 7,600 is the median between 5,000 and 10,200, and terrain lines are separated by 200 feet in altitude. So to me, that meant that if you took the median, 7,600, and you look 200 feet either side of that, in this case 7,400 or 7,800, that in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, based on absolutely nothing, that the treasure is located between 7,400 and 7,800 feet. And if you KMZ that using Aegis, then you could pretty much determine your search area any place in the Rocky Mountains between 7,400 and 7,800 feet. So I hope that answers your question. Nobody needs to. That's my opinion. So, and that's where I'm gonna invest my time. I'm working with, although we haven't talked in a couple of weeks because there's a lot of other things going on in our life. I'm talking with Ron Martin, and he and I are going to start building. He is going to start building
He's
maps.
in the rumor. He was
earlier.
earlier.
Maps that indicate the altitude in the Rocky Mountains in the Forest Search State between 7,400 and 7,800 feet, and that's where I'm going to search. Whatever you do is up to you, but that's how I got there. And the other thing that the reason I haven't brought it up is because it's my opinion, and just because I have my own show doesn't necessarily mean I have to, talk about my ideas. Everybody kind of knows where I'm at on these things. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. Did I get a call when I was taking that call? Oh, Shadowcaster left a voicemail. Let me see what he's got to say. Okay, we got a voicemail. Let's see. And it is...
Hang on just a minute. Let me finish this little thing that I'm doing here, and I'll get right back to you, okay? Don't go away. So I'm going to strongly recommend you subscribe to the Living Conversation.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how that ended up on Shadowcaster's
hang on just a minute. Let me finish.
voicemail. Let's call him back. Let's...
He's in the room.
Okay.
Keeps talking to us, so.
So, Shadow, we're calling you back. I believe the median elevation is Yellowstone.
I would like some popcorn.
600.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, Shadow, it's Toby and Shelly. You're on the air.
Hey, hold on. Let me turn my computer down.
Okay. Kevin wants to know if he wants some popcorn.
Yeah. I said yeah.
I want some popcorn.
Yeah, don't we all?
Kevin makes good popcorn.
All right. It's your time.
Oh, well, you know what? I had absolutely nothing to call in and talk about. I was just calling because nobody else did.
Oh.
Well, you win.
Well, you win. So your job now is to entertain the viewers now for the next 10 minutes. So come up with something.
For 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Look, all right. Let me go put on my Rio...
De los Pinos hat?
No, your drink's probably empty by now.
Yeah, it is. We're done. Sorry.
My Rio Joe hat, and I bet you
Rio Grande Joe. Yeah, we could do that, I guess.
But you mentioned the national forest that you could stay indefinitely. No, national forest definitely not. Most areas have limited time frames and then minimum distances that you have to move within that time frame. So I actually got arrested and taken to jail for apparently residing in a national forest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I know the BLM has a limitation of 14 days in the same location. I didn't realize that the national forests do as well.
Yeah, most of the national forests. I mean, it varies. Some of them are as short as a week. Some of them are, I think, as long as 30 days or so. I think most of them around 2 to 3 weeks in most areas. But there are areas, I think, that don't have time limitations. But I think most areas do. And they will come get you.
Yeah. Well,
they'll bring dogs, backup, helicopter, everything.
Oh, really?
Promise.
Dogs, helicopters, and yeah.
Because anybody they think that's staying over their time limit, they think is cooking meth.
So wait a minute. Somebody's asking a question. Can you ask the caller and answer for yourselves? On page 20, no place for biddies. What pattern is on the right-hand side lady's outfit?
What?
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. It's just...
That's what I said.
Hey, that's Ron Martin. Ron, I will call you back as soon as we're finished with this call. So somebody else just sent me, so you're going to have to deal with this.
I love you, Billy.
So somebody just sent me another link for another map. I will post that in here, but I will also add it to our Ron, I will call you back in just a few minutes. So here's what's interesting about this
I'm
tracking
just sitting here
map.
doing nothing, and you're like one-armed paper hanger.
So hang on, we're going to go back to coronavirus while you're on the call here, Shadow. Hold on.
Sure,
just a sec.
whatever.
Okay. So this one has even more
You
details.
can sing if you want.
God, do not go to Colorado, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier, and
Well, this one is even more.
It had several, I think 40 some recoveries in the United States, but I couldn't find any state that actually listed a recovery.
Yeah, yeah. So here's this is the view map
Well, I
is March
guess they
21.
figure after 2 weeks, if they didn't die, they must have recovered.
So here's
So they just figure.
that's the map that I just posted. Let's look at it. I want to show you on a screenshot. So here's the deal. It's got details by location. So it doesn't look, for example, here in New Mexico, we've got a case down
Socorro County.
Socorro County 2. We've got a case here, a couple of cases in Santa Fe County, 7, no deaths. This looks like Espanola. No, it's not Espanola. Where is it? Sandoval County.
Middle of
Ugh.
nowhere.
That's
Looks
my
like
county.
The Jemez area.
That's my county.
Yeah, but
And
it's out
here-
in the Jemez. You're not there.
Yeah, that's true. Bernalillo. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you that's on the reservation.
It could be.
Yeah. So Bernalillo County has 20 active. So don't go into Albuquerque. But what bothered me was this is Colorado. Look at Colorado.
Yep.
So Denver has 49 active. Let's see who
Okay,
that. Jefferson County.
People can read this for themselves.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
save that for Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys go ahead.
And we got
and
someone on the phone just hanging out while you're doing all this.
okay.
I don't mind.
I
It's
don't-
kind of like the girlfriend I never had. I'll just listen to you guys. Bleed.
Just yammer on about nothing.
So, so somebody said, Journeyman says 14 days and unless LTA long-term area, 3 months with a permit. All BLM. Yeah.
That sound well. That's BLM, and National Forest has some similar things, but it's almost impossible to get a permit to stay long term.
Yeah. Well, best thing to do is sit it out until it's gone.
Hey, I'm good. That's one of the reasons I'm calling. Is I've been shut in, holed up for about a week now.
Yeah.
Going a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we're on
But I got
every
food
night.
I've got food for a couple of months and enough fuel and propane and.
Well, join us. We're on every
Everything
night.
else.
Well, you can't join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we do the.
He can if he wants to. He
yeah,
has
you can
to
join
pay-
the-
He has to join.
You can
though.
join the group. Yeah, people say.
I got put off. I actually got put on. I got laid off before I even started in the park. So.
Oh
I'm
gosh!
delayed now until probably at least the middle of May.
Before they could give you a new decision.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
it strikes me
still-
that the park, any park, is a good place to be. Don't you think?
oh, I completely agree. I mean, I don't disagree with them shutting down the services.
Yeah.
At all, honestly. But yeah, don't close the gates to the park.
Right.
You know, I think the only thing they really need to focus on keeping open is at least automatic gas pumps and in the bathrooms,
Yeah.
the restrooms.
Well, I'm interested to see how they. I'm interested to see how they handle it.
I don't think they will shut the parks. I really don't. I'm surprised New Mexico took the jump they did with their state parks.
Yeah. Well, our governor, even though a liberal, has been very conservative in the response. She's literally taking it very seriously, and every decision they're making is in favor of protecting the state from the virus. She has a good start because we're a small state, we're a low population state anyway. But the more that she can do, avoid having it come through. We're also not as rich as some states, so having it come through en masse in a big wave is going to be costly for this state.
And I just saw Hoolie's post. No, Hoolie, I'm not getting paid.
What did she say? Are you getting paid for something? Let's see. I didn't see it.
It's near the bottom here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another
Last-
little
last
stickler of a
comment
problem.
she
I'm
made.
glad I've got a month to 2 months of supplies because I'd be in a world of hurt if I didn't.
Yeah. Hope you're still getting paid. Oh, Shadow. Okay. All All right. Well, Shadow, thank you for calling in, and be
Hey,
safe.
thanks for taking my call.
Practice social distancing. Wash your hands often.
Look, I was practicing social distancing before it was the cool thing to do.
Right?
So
You know what's funny to look at like Twitter or Reddit, and because a lot of the millennials are there, but they all go like social distancing. That is my thing. You know, like
That's my jam.
yeah,
that's my jam.
No, they have no clue.
Yeah, yeah. All right, sir. Thanks for calling in.
All right, have a good night.
Be safe.
Later.
Bye bye. Let's call Ron back
Like,
real quick.
Trevor Noah was doing. He's doing videos from home. Stephen Colbert's doing videos from home. But Trevor Noah is like, just stay home and play on your phone and do social media. And I know this is the first time anybody's told you to actually, you should do that. But
Yeah. Stay home and text. Let's call Ron back. That's
I
our.
think you should share again about what you're doing with your family.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's a
All
really
right.
Please
good
enjoy
idea.
this Verizon ringback tone while you're
Oh, no, we can't do that. That might be copyrighted, and we can't do that. So stop playing music.
Hello, it's Ron.
Hey, Ron, it's Toby and Shelley. You're on the air.
Toby and Shelley.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Well, first things first.
Okay, go ahead.
I haven't had the pleasure of introducing myself to the magical treasure princess, or Shelley.
Hello.
So, good evening.
Hi.
Toby, I just wanted to give you another website on the COVID-19, which
COVID-19.
we
yeah. Go
which
ahead.
was Worldometer. I don't know if you've used that before. If somebody was talking to it. I came in late, so you might have talked about it earlier. So I just throw that out there for you guys. It's pretty good. They update it pretty frequently.
Okay, world
and
population.
And it's world.
Got it.
Yeah, Worldometer.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. The other thing we were talking, I just briefly heard, was you guys were talking about elevation, and I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about the KMZs and what you found out as far as adding those into the app as well. I hadn't been able to follow up with you. Have been overtaken by events.
Yeah, we understand, as we have. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was tinkering around with the elevation in Google Earth and KMZs and trying to. It's kind of squirrely. It doesn't. It's not consistent. And I don't know why it's like that. It's probably the data in the background not allowing it to be consistent across the board.
Yeah.
So I wasn't having any luck with that. But, as I looked at elevation throughout the Rocky Mountains, there's not much below what was it? What do you say? 5,000 was below 5,000.
Yeah. The treasure is above 5,000 feet.
Right. So there's not, if you took 5,000 and below, and if you wanted to make that a no-go area, there's not much of that in the Rocky Mountains. East of Cody is maybe I would say, a couple hundred square miles.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So I think we'd be better off going with above what he said would be probably better to identify than to identify the below number 5,000.
Yeah, I think in that case it would be easier. I think the 5,000 below 5,000 feet would be cumbersome just to plot, right?
Yeah,
it would be very difficult to plot. But between 5,000 and 10,200 feet isn't as difficult. The simple fact of the matter is most of the Rocky Mountains, most of the area that is in the Rocky Mountains in those four states is above 5,000 feet. He's not telling us much when he says that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like there has to be something more distinctive, more identifiable than the 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet doesn't help you one bit.
Right.
It's like saying it isn't in Idaho.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I tried to excuse me. I apologize. I've been trying to mess around with this KMZ um, uh, elevation, and it just and I was trying to use large areas as
Yeah.
well, and it just wasn't working, and it wasn't staying consistent with the overlay that I was trying to make. It just wouldn't maintain the elevation that I had put in there, and it's stuck on. It's in meters, not feet. So that I was having to convert that, so it made it just complicated. It just wasn't working out. I think it'd work probably better in ArcGIS or something, which I can try get somebody to help me with. But I just wanted to know if you'd talked to this other guy about the app, or if you could talk, if you had any headway in that.
We haven't, only because, like you and like us, his level of activity in a different direction has changed. So we're all trying to figure out, you heard earlier today about the decisions that we've made about our programming on our various channels. And I think everybody's kind of dealing with that first as things change for us. And this isn't, unfortunately, none of these are on everybody's priority list. Getting groceries and keeping the neighbors from breaking into your house to steal your toilet paper are at the top.
Or your roosters.
Or your roosters.
Yeah. Well, I certainly hear you. I can sympathize and empathize with everybody and what we're all going through. Here in Arizona, we've been fortunate. We haven't had a big increase in cases, but it is definitely spreading.
Yeah. Well, you have the problem that you have is that you're very close to Southern California, and it's going to migrate from that direction. It'll go from Southern California, then to Las Vegas, and then to the locations around.
Well, Arizona's got a really high level of elderly, especially this time of year.
Yeah,
exactly. But as you get older, as probably Toby already knows, when you try to tell older people something, they don't want to listen to you.
Well, you know what?
But you listen to the news.
Yeah, I've been not only there's two reasons I'm being very, very cautious. One is as a result of the research I've had to do in support of the new channel and making sure that Dr. Brown has a credible platform with which to discuss his plans. And every other day, I've been getting emails from the Veterans Administration who literally can see my health every day, right? There's a monitor inside my chest that tells them. And not that they're worried about me, but today I did get a email from my primary care physician, who I don't get to talk to often. There are people that report to her that I visit with all the time. But the email came from that, and they said based on their scale of whatever they're doing, they're informing me that on a scale of 10, I'm a 9 in terms of potential. And so that sets you down real quick to decide what to do.
Certainly does. So, and you have to be careful, my friend.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about or just mention to you, and I haven't had the opportunity again because I've been busy, but your World Sand Project, I'm here hopefully this year. I'm going to have some samples for you. I can't tell you where yet, but I will certainly have some very interesting samples.
We look forward to receiving them from wherever they come. And the reason is, what we've discovered about them is that every sample we received has a very unique and distinctive personality. And that's the fun part about going through them. And we really enjoy them. As I mentioned earlier, you may not have been listening, but that's one of the channels we're going to be cutting back on in order to dedicate more time to the coronavirus channel, the COVID Conversations channel. So we're going to reduce it from 2 live streams a week to 1 video upload a week. So we're still going to be reviewing the samples that people send to us, but it'll be in the form of 1 video a week rather than 2 live streams. And that extra time, it's about 8 hours, will be dedicated to managing the new COVID Conversations channel.
Well, good. I hopefully I can tune into that channel. I'd like to listen to what the good doctor has to say.
Please do. He's very bright. He's articulate. He's irreverent, and he's fun to talk to. And he's required to do this kind of research because he's teaching students that are in the emergency medical services program. These are the doctors that are going to end up in emergency rooms throughout the nation. And so he's responsible for the integrity of not only their information, but their research and how they're being taught. And he takes that job really, really seriously. And so we were very lucky to have him agree to participate in this. And he has answers and charts for all the questions. He loves getting to the chart to explain exactly what he's about. And he's generated an enthusiasm in us about contributing. We're, like I said earlier, we're not doctors, we're not virologists, we're not epidemiologists, but we're really good at live streaming. So if our contribution can be live streaming facts and data and information, then we're happy to do that on his behalf.
Yeah. Well, we certainly need the facts. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We certainly need the facts.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, they count. They count. So
we can make informed decisions.
Exactly. And that's what it's going to take. And there's some simple things that everybody can do. If you don't have the virus, then protect yourself by washing your hands and practicing social distancing. If you realize you do have the virus, then don't give it to anybody else. It's a real simple algorithm.
It is.
Until this passes, and who knows, we can't predict right now when it is going to pass, but the sooner the better.
Well, good. Well, Toby, I'm over by 34 seconds.
Oh, I love that everybody keeps track now. Yeah. All right, sir. As soon as things settle down, we get more practice at what we're doing over the next couple of weeks, I'll get in touch with Mike, and then I'll get us together in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, whenever you can, just let me know, and I'll make myself available.
All right. We look forward to it.
All right. You guys take care. Have a good evening, and be safe out there.
You too. Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Davio, what I'm going to do is, let me go back and I'll get it for you here. Hang on.
Peace Seeker says, "Oh, Toby, that's it. Don't leave the house ever again. What would we do without you?"
Yeah, what I want to do is hang on long enough to get to see if I could there's a virus. Hang on. Davio, I'm going to get you that link right now. Yeah, it was, my first reaction is to be upset. Nobody wants to be scale of 9, but all they have is, they have a lot of data on me, right? They have a heart monitor. The data is sent to them every night. They know my, my blood
Mattis
sugars.
says she's going to watch our daughter's gender reveal on Skype.
Our daughters?
Her.
Oh, how cool. Yay. Okay, Davio, here's that link to the map. And there's a link to the first map, the Johns Hopkins map.
So Toby's going to host an open house on Zoom for his family on Sundays.
Oh, yeah. So that's what Shelley was talking about. These are the two maps, Davio. Your choice. And somebody pointed something out about the second map. I'll show it to you. It's kind of interesting because I didn't notice it, but there's a date slider on it. Let me just go back to it real quick so you guys can be informed. So if you adjust the date slider, you can go back. Let me do the whole map here. You can draw back to where we didn't have any activity. Let's see, there's California. So the first cases appeared in January here in the U.S. So those are 0 cases in the U.S. as of January 24th. And then they started appearing in California and Washington. You can slide this across and you can see how it's developing. By the way, just for the heck of it, I watched the movie Contagion last night. Contagion. Watch it. They use literally the same language in the movie that
Meldrum,
health.
I was, graduations and weddings are getting postponed, but I was wondering about funerals.
So
what are they doing for that either?
The issue is going to be that if
nobody can attend a funeral.
You can't attend the funerals. That's right.
So that's like family members immediate
so
family
that's
member
going to really
only,
piss me off if I die,
right? And
then
nobody
I
can
can't
come to the
and I
funeral.
can't have my funeral up there on the in the National Cemetery with
the
with
21
taps
gun
and
salute and
flags.
all
Well, it
that.
won't be 21; it's 7, I
7,
think, in my
yeah.
case, because I didn't die, thankfully.
Yeah,
Let's call Brad
just
back.
like-
They called us. Let's
How
see.
sad.
That would be terrible. I'm gonna listen,
And then
guys.
you know, if you're having a baby, you got to kind of worry about, going to the hospital and what's going to happen there.
We do have that problem, right?
know.
So one of my daughters is due March 26th. And so she's got
Right
to
in
go
the
to a
middle of
hospital.
this.
And they've already given her a list of restrictions. Nobody can come and visit her. She's going to be in one room in one location with the baby until they're both cleared out of there. And then after that, they'll walk them to the door, and somebody has to pick them up at the door.
What about her husband? Can he be in there?
No.
Patrick
but
can't be in?
0 people in the room. Nobody in the room but
Wow,
healthcare
that's-
professionals. Yeah. And then
hard.
I've got another daughter that's due in August, early August. So yeah, we're gonna have some.
Captain Marvel says, that would piss you off? You're dead. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's my point. I just want to. I've always looked forward to being buried on that side of the National Cemetery in Santa Fe that overlooks the Sangre de Cristos. I mean, that was my dream death. So you know how Fenn wanted to be buried someplace where I want to be buried in that little spot, the National Cemetery. What's interesting is because he's a military, he's probably going to be buried in the same cemetery. Wouldn't it be cool if I was buried
March
right
26th
next to
is
Forrest?
your birthday? That's my son's birthday and his girlfriend's birthday.
Are you talking to me?
No, Goodell-con.
Oh, okay, Goodell. So Brad, we're going to call you right back. Here we go. What
Hello, fellow searcher segregationalists.
Segregationalists. We know how you mean that.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
You know, it's been surreal is the only word I can come up with.
Well, what's interesting, of course, is you're in an area that doesn't have that big a population. You'd think that you guys would be more isolated from it, but apparently not.
No. During this time of the year, spring break,
yeah,
our population usually doubles because of all of the Texans, Californians, Arizonans, and you could literally lay in the middle of the highway and not worry about getting run over. I mean, it is just dead. It is like the light got turned off and everybody went home and went to bed.
Wow. So how are you two affected just kind of in terms of, I know Sarah's in the healthcare industry, right?
Yeah, she works at the hospital, and most or a lot of the positions in her department have been outsourced to where they can work from home, and she is not in that sector, so she has to go to work every day. I'm in the I would consider the emergency response, first responders category. We work on, we're in the towing industry and automobile repair. So we have to go. My job, we have to go to work. So we both get up and go to work like nothing is different. But it normally this time of year we're fighting traffic to get to work, but we don't have to deal with that now. But it's just surreal in a town of 17,000 people, where this time of year it's 30,000 people,
right? Yeah.
And now it's not, and it's just surreal. So what Sarah and I have been doing, we have a Walmart here and a City Market and a couple other little stores. And
we've shopped at City
everybody
Market.
was panic buying. And there's cleared the shelves out.
Yeah.
We have restrained from panic buying, but we are contacting the local peoples, and I encourage others to do the same, to donate to us or another entity to help those that aren't able to go.
Right.
And get those things like toilet paper and sanitary wipes and hand sanitizers. Today I made a delivery to a local person who is taking care of a lady with MS, and they're not able to get out of their house because she's at a high-risk category, and she can't get the things that she needs to keep daily living comfortable, to be comfortable. And so we've been taking donations from local people to help her with that. So I encourage everybody to do the same thing. It's a time to be concerned with yourself, but there's people out there that aren't able to do the same things that you're able to do, and they just can't get out there and get the things that they need for the necessities in life.
Right.
And I that's my goal right now, is to help other people. So
I think that's
people are asking where Brad is from. He's from Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
So I think that is very noble of you to take that approach, because you're right. There are going to be people that do need the help. It's funny because I had counted on Walmart grocery deliveries to be able to be kind of my response mechanism, and they're just not delivering anymore. They don't have the people to do the deliveries anymore. So I'm going to have to get out eventually just to replenish my grocery supply. I'm not hoarding by any stretch of the imagination. I usually buy groceries for a week at a time, and I'll continue to do that. I'll just have to be more careful, as the virus develops in our area. So there's only so much you can do.
And that's it. I mean, we got to take care of ourselves, but at the same time, we're not in a desperate situation where we need to hoard 6 months worth of toilet paper and 6 months worth of food and stuff. Use what you need. Buy what you need. Don't go out and buy enough stuff to last you through the apocalypse. It's just not that desperate at this point. This is not that kind of bubonic plague syndrome that we're in. And right now everybody's thinking that, and they're panicked, and we don't need to be in that position. And there's people that are suffering because of that. And we all need to step back and look at just exactly what we're doing and quit being selfish and start being selfless and help those that need to be helped.
And there are plenty of those people, and if you can't find them, just go around your neighborhood. There's going to be someone. I know in my neighborhood, there are elderly. There are people who are older and less mobile than I am, and they're going to need that kind of help. You put yourself at risk, but right now I'm comfortable that we are not putting ourselves at risk. And as I told everybody before, Shelley and I have a out plan, right? And if we don't see each other for several months as a result of trying to maintain our health and healthy status, then we don't see each other for several months. But we can still live stream. We can still do our shows, all the shows that we need to do in that time. I thought it was interesting because I mentioned on Wednesday night there was an executive from the paper products industry, and I couldn't remember if it was Georgia Pacific or what's the other one? Kimberly Clark. And the journalist asked him, you had several questions for him about supply chain management. And then he said, so what's the deal with toilet paper? And he literally shrugged his shoulders. He says, I have no idea what brought that on. And I don't know, it's not like this is that kind of virus. And he said, right now in the supply chain, every American could buy a package of toilet paper a day for the next year, and there would still not be a supply chain problem,
Right.
So he says, I don't know what caused it. Don't do anything crazy. Get your normal supply. If you buy a package every 2 weeks, keep buying a package every 2 weeks. You're going to be fine.
Exactly. Well, I want to let Sarah talk. She needed to say a few things.
Oh, I thought she was helping you with all your words. It sounded like.
They have a relationship
well,
like
she's
ours.
standing by the fireplace right now, keeping warm, because we got, 6 inches of snow last night.
Oh, really?
Today. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So.
All right, let's talk to Sarah. See what she's up to.
Says,
okay, guys, we'll talk to you later this
all right.
weekend.
Bye bye.
The vehicle manufacturers are retooling their machines
Hi, Sarah.
to make ventilators.
Hey. So the one thing that I wanted to just kind of put out there to the searcher community right now is the people that work in the healthcare community and, have to go to work no matter their choice. could really use community support. I know our tiny little hospital clinic, a lot of our local restaurants have been super wonderful about donating food or services that, otherwise have been shut down to the general public.
Mhm.
And Albuquerque, Bernalillo being vastly more extensive than us, those small donations, those, hey, let's deliver a pizza, or, what can we do to support with the, safety masks and, things like that, truly are appreciated by the healthcare community. And if there's somebody out there that can, possibly put forth a little extra, donation towards the healthcare providers, I know that we truly appreciate it, and I would totally and completely support anything that somebody can do, because in our circumstance, we don't have the option of staying home like somebody in the general public would. Their bosses are like, no, you're not coming to work. We're shutting the doors. As to where we have to show up, we have to be there, we have to perform our daily function. It puts a lot of strain on us. It puts a lot of strain on the facility. It's costly. These facilities are losing a lot of money every day. Like I said, we are I would say a self-funded facility. We're not funded by something like Presbyterian hospitals or Mercy hospitals or United Health hospitals would be funded by. So our staff are struggling, for lack of a better word. So if you guys can, just go down and I'll bring you, 3 12-packs of Dr. Pepper, or, anything you guys can give, I can guarantee it would be appreciated.
And how are you guys doing in terms of PPE? Are you seeing a shortage, or where do you stand with it?
We do not have, I don't know if you see posts that are put onto my personal Facebook. We have pictures of people in Tokyo or people in New York who have these PPE suits where, from top to bottom, they're covered.
Yeah.
Our facility is literally only able and accessible to what I can only describe as a smock. They have the masks for common entry into an infectious, non-threatening area.
Mm-hmm.
But we do not have ventilators. We have 8 ventilators for our community, and that is pulling together everything from us to Durango, which is an hour and a half away from us.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have the, things that would truly keep our providers safe. They go in, they have a smock, they have what looks like a pair of sunglasses without the tint on them,
Right, yeah.
a hairnet, some booty covers, and it's nothing what you see in large communities. So, we're doing the best we can with what we have.
Well, we can only hope that on the basis of the recent executive order for the level of industrial action that has to take place, that companies start taking it seriously and start transferring production from things that people aren't going to buy anyway.
Right. Well, the only blessing we have is that in Archuleta County and La Plata County, we have 0 confirmed cases. That is the blessing we're going through. But I walked through the hallway today and saw one of our providers going into a room. She was, suiting up with what she had. And I said, is this something serious? And she's like, well, it could be.
Yeah.
And this is a mother of 2 young daughters
Right.
and a husband. And, we don't want to, be at any more of a threat to this than anybody else does.
Right.
But it's one of those things that in your mind you're like, this this could go over bad for somebody, and it's a risk that we take, loving the fact that we do what we do.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, the both of you take care of yourselves.
We will. And you as well. Both you and
chest?
Shelley, we care about you and love you guys so much, and love the community, and we're grateful for everything that you guys do. And thank you so much for putting the publicity out there with, Dr. Brown, that, we have the opportunity to hear something unbiased.
Right, and that's what he's providing, and he and I had a conversation beforehand, and we talked about the political angle, and we both agreed that's not helpful. Right. This is an equal opportunity killer. It doesn't care about your politics.
Well,
and
it's
so,
the true, the real news that people need to hear,
Yeah.
and he comes across and is very, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he is.
That is something we appreciate.
Yeah. So we look forward to having him on. So I will call you guys this weekend so we can discuss about the future of the treasure chest. Just to, I think we postpone it indefinitely until we're confident that. I think it's going to be a lot easier for us to decide to hide it than it is for people to decide to come out and look for it. So I think that's the discussion we have to have.
Exactly. And we agree with that. So we will discuss what we'll do.
3D Bronze asks, how are you guys doing on the N95 masks?
Like I said, we are limited. We have access to what they consider PPE.
Yeah.
But people not knowing what this virus, how contagious it is, how we're doing what we can as a small community, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So the reason I'm sure you asked is because there is a model for 3D printing N95 masks. I wonder if that's 3D Bronze is one of the things that he's considering doing. So we'll see. All right. Well,
if you need any additional information about our facility, I'd be more than happy to forward that on to him.
why don't you go ahead and send it to me, and then I'll send it to him.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. I will do that.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Sarah.
you, guys.
Love and hugs.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so I'm going to close up the phone lines for now. We'll take it again. If you guys have anything that you want to add to the conversation, please feel free to call in tomorrow night. And one of the questions that was posted was why you can't type any of the words related to the pandemic in the chat room. I've actually blocked those words because I'm trying to avoid migrating away from what our topic is, which is the Fenn treasure, and trying to refer everybody over to.
Said the guy who was showing all the maps tonight.
Right.
Of the
yeah,
pandemic.
I know. But I'll continue to do that, see if we can get people over to COVID conversations so that you can ask your questions there. Questions will be open. You can talk as much as you want about it on there. All right? So
Monday night, 7 o'clock, live, if you want to be there live. If you can't make it live, just send us an email, covidconversations@gmail.com, and ask your questions by email.
Mel, how did that wearing a bandana into the bank work for you? Because I think that would be right. I'm just going to walk into the bank with a bandana.
I don't think the banks are open right now.
And a 6-shooter. Thanks for tonight, guys. I'm sorry if we got off track a little bit, but this is a difficult time. Shelley asked me to tell you what I've been doing. I've got, with my family, I have a Zoom.us account. I have the $15 a month account because we usually go longer than 45 minutes. You can get a free account on Zoom with unlimited number of inbound, or it's up to 100 inbound callers, and a limit of 45 minutes. That's what the free account is. From there, you go to the $15 account. But if you go to Zoom, what I'm doing is I sent out an email message to all the members of my family, and that's not only my children, grandchildren, in-laws, boyfriends to my daughters, not me, nephews and nieces, And I sent them an email message to join me in a Zoom conversation on Sunday at 4 o'clock my time, and told them that I would do these regularly. I don't think it'll be every week, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, something like that. But I want to get together and make sure that we maintain engagement, because a lot of the plans that we were making for traveling, including going to Boca for the new baby, going to Washington for the other new baby, none of that's going to happen now. And so I want to make sure that we maintain some form of contact in the family, that we get to see the new babies on Zoom, et cetera, et cetera. So if you don't have a Zoom account or some other account where you can get that, go to zoom.us, get the free account, and start engaging with your family members who you may not get to see for a while. All right, it costs you nothing. Like I said, we have the $15 account because it's a business expense for us.
You can even use it on your phone. There's an app for it.
Yeah. And it's a good way to stay in touch.
FaceTime if everybody has an Apple phone.
Right.
It's up to you.
So let's see those words. You know what, Shadow? We know that YouTube has been checking out the use of that verbiage, but we thought if we're going to get pinged, it's going to be on the other channel, and they haven't. I think the difference is that we're doing credible conversations with a doctor who's experienced, and that Gypsy Kiss. I'm sure they would find a way to ping us, and who knows, even just the fact that we talked about it tonight might be enough.
And Sassafras says, yes, you can do audio only on Zoom if you want to.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to.
A camera.
You don't have a camera. You can use your phone, call in, and everybody can hear you.
We did a call with my brother a few weeks back, and he didn't have his camera set up, so he could see us, but we couldn't see him. We could just hear him, and that works too. Yeah.
So I hope that was helpful to you, and take advantage of it and protect yourself. If you're not sick, practice social distancing and washing your hands. If you do get sick, then don't make anybody else sick. That's how we're going to beat this thing. And our new tagline is Unite and Fight. Shelley's example of the Independence Day, where we all got together and fought the aliens, and nobody cared about what race, creed, color, national origin, politic you were. Think of the virus as an alien, and we have to all unite, avoid the infighting, and work together to kill it. Because if we don't kill it, it will kill us.
Well, maybe you.
Yeah, maybe me. So yeah, and I'm going to come out fine, right? I'll work hard to make sure that I maintain my health and integrity, and we'll see you guys on the other side of this. But
Toby will be back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for Church of the Search.
So join us on Church of the Search. Bring along an adult beverage, and let's get to rocking and rolling here. And
thanks everybody for joining us tonight for Friday Fenndango. I am Shelley Carney, the magical treasure princess and life coach to the rich and famous, and I'll see you again soon.
And I'm Toby Eunice, Administrative Assistant to the Magical Treasure Princess and Chief of Security for SAME. Thanks for joining us tonight. We had a great time. We hope that you had as much fun as we did. We look forward to seeing you through the next several weeks. Keep an eye on our programming changes. They're not real big. I will see you tomorrow night on Church of the Search, and then we'll see you again on Monday night on COVID Conversations.
Don't forget to get your Team Treasure Princess coffee mug.
Oh, coffee mug. Yeah, it's go to our community page and you can order the Team Treasure Princess coffee mug from there. All right. Thanks for joining us. You guys sleep well. Have a great weekend if we don't see you tomorrow night.